And the other thing I like to add is the peer element of coaching. So some of my best coaches, one of them sitting right next to me, being able to sharpen each other through the day-to-day interactions, that radical feedback, the ability to say the challenging things that helps us grow. And that's really where the essence is. It's one thing to have a coach, but it's in that day-to-day interactions where a lot of that growth is really able to materialize.
Welcome to another episode of the Prosper Brief. I'm your host, Jeremiah Wynn, and today we have a very special panel of guests. To my right is Conroy. To my left is Phillip Scotton. And then we have Ray Sawyer. And they come from really great backgrounds, and the companies that they work with, they do some really fantastic stuff. So I'm really excited to get into this episode. How's it been so far?
It's love. Everybody's open to connecting. Yeah. You walk up to somebody and start a conversation. It's like meeting old friends that you never seen before.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. And it's cool because we get to meet people from so many cool organizations, things that I've never even heard of. And for Christine, I haven't heard of your the bakery you work with before. So go ahead and fill our audience in as to what your purpose is in your organization and the kind of things that you guys do.
Sure. Well, first, the Prosper Forum has been amazing. And it's been amazing to connect with old faces because I did spend most of my career at the Coca-Cola company calling on food service customers. So a lot of them are here, and that's really exciting to see old faces, but also the fact that you connected our brands together because we really do work together. And I love that about this and how you guys did that so quickly. But I'm with Greyston Bakery, and I have the awesome responsibility of bringing new customers on, really, so we can supply more jobs. Greyston Bakery is a mission-based brand. We've been around for over 40 years, and we started with Ben & Jerry's, and we still today make all the brownies that are in Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And that's why I love how we're all together here. But as we go into the next 40 years, we really need to reinvent ourselves and just create new opportunities for the bakery. Because as you know, or you might not know, we have a mission to hire anyone that has any kind of barrier to employment. So we take that very seriously, and we have a year-long waiting list to work there. And it's more than a job. It's an opportunity of dignity. And again, I have the awesome responsibility to make sure that happens for the next 40 years.
What kind of barriers are we talking about?
So many different types of barriers. You could have been incarcerated. You could have, maybe you don't have a high school degree. You're a single mom and have 5 kids, but you don't have a high school degree. Our bakers are told no at every step of the way, and we take for granted a job. And there have been times when you've been told you're overqualified, and when you're looking for a role, or you're just not the right fit. Well, they're told many other things, and it's really about raising their head up. And it's a community within itself. It's a community in Southwest Yonkers, and this bakery has changed the community. And again, it's my objective to make sure that continues.
I love that because I used to do work as a chaplain inside of a jail, and I understand how recidivism is like such a big thing. The moment you have a record, it's hard for you to get a job. So then you end up going back to what you do know how to do, whether it is committing crimes or stealing or selling certain things. So the fact that you guys give that opportunity specifically to those type of people, it's so important and it's so needed. I love that.
But what's even more spectacular is we have an on-site social worker that helps with everything that happens outside of the 4 walls. Wow. Because just because you have a job now, that doesn't mean someone's going to rent you an apartment. So we help break down all the barriers they have in their life so they can have full dignity. And it's an amazing, they're given opportunities to, again, rent an apartment. We help them find furniture. Well, the social worker does everything outside of the 4 walls. But when you pull into our parking lot, there are no cars.
Yeah.
Everyone, is there from public transportation. Or my first day, I was in shock and awe. I'm like, where is everybody? Are they open today?
Wow, that's so incredible that this is something that you're witnessing constantly. Right. So I want to switch over to the Primo Partners. You are one of the co-founders. So tell us about the Primo Partners.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So my name is Phillip Scotton. As I mentioned earlier, I'm the president and CEO of Primo Partners. I started with Primo Partners back in 2013, actually as an unpaid intern. And one of our purpose and our mission for our organization is opportunities for people like us. And so for me, it's truly started being an unpaid intern, right? It was an opportunity that was given to me that allowed me to start to understand what I wanted to do in life and sort of what I wanted to pursue in a different way. I took that opportunity, ran with it, and now I'm president and I'm also COO of our organization, as well as one of the owners of our organization. And so we've been around for 15 plus years. We really focus in on a lot of our community impact, and it's surrounded around education equity, racial justice, as well as criminal justice reform, right? And so for us, it's all about how do we get back into the community in a different way, but more importantly, how do we truly transcend something that's systemically happening in the world and not just pouring money or fundraising money towards something that you just never know what's going to happen with it, right?
How do you guys answer that question?
For us, it's about being able to partner with the right organizations that are on the ground. One thing that we realized is that when we're entrepreneurs, we're not activists. One thing we like to say a lot of times is, especially in the Ben and Jerry's world, is that we like to we're community activists that just so happen to sell ice cream. Mm-hmm. And so the way that we utilize our brand and our product is to be able to get into the community, partner with organizations that are truly on the ground, doing the activist work, and utilizing that product to bring more people out and to bring more awareness to the cause that we're focused on.
Okay. And Ray, how do you fit into the Primo Partners?
Yeah, so when you talk about creating opportunities for people that look like us, I'm a case study of that.
Yeah.
I've been adjacent to the Primo team for a number of years. My connections in North Carolina and the University of North Carolina, and had the opportunity to join the organization as Chief Innovation Officer, thinking about how we expand the business, which in turns expands our impact for the communities, for our own employee workforce, for each individual. And so we think about this idea that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. And so we try to bring opportunity everywhere that we go. So that's my focus, is grow the business so we can grow our impact.
That's great. So I've done a lot of work with nonprofit organizations, churches. Like I said, I used to work inside of a jail. What drives you all at this point, and what's that motivation that keeps you waking up in the morning?
I mean, I'll start. I tend to look at everyone like I look at myself. I'm a mom, a sister, a daughter, and everyone else is too. They're not just showing up to work to bake amazing and delicious brownies. They're someone's mom, father, son, daughter. And, you know, there's some beautiful baker stories, and that's actually what made me accept this role. I went home and I watched them all on YouTube, and I sent the president a text like, I really want this chance. I know the mandate is going to be a tall order, but I want this. I want to be part of this community, and I want to see it flourish. Because one baker talked about how his mother was so proud of him that he had a job after coming out of jail, and would call him every day and say, I'm so proud of you. And the best quote I've ever heard from Dion, he said, I'm not rich, but I'm happy. Yes. I can provide for my family. Yeah. And that is, everybody is someone, is somebody's person. And everyone needs an opportunity, just one yes.
And that's the impact that we all hope to see, you know, in the people that we're meeting, the people who we're working with, the people who we're next to, we're rubbing shoulders with. To be able to make that sort of an impact where just something so small to us, or something that's just like so basic, right? Because who doesn't have a job? But something that's so simple to make that big of an impact, I know that has to be so just heartwarming. Have you guys seen that in your organization as well, just the impact? And tell us about that.
For sure. We see that every single day. One thing I'll say about, for me is I get to wake up and have fun every day. I get to come to work as myself. One of the things that I sort of strive for early on to figure out, like, how are you able to do that, right? And so whenever it comes down to our organization, we have our retail business, which is Ben and Jerry's and Starbucks. Ben and Jerry's is our main thing that we do, but we also have Starbucks as a second brand. But we also do real estate development as well as leadership and development consulting, right? And so that gives us a lot of different angles to go with it, and also bring along other people within our organization to be able to be a part of all those different facets of our business as well. And so from an impact standpoint, we get to touch people in different ways that they probably never even thought about. One of the unique things about our organization, especially on the retail side, is that we actually have an internal business coach. Early on during our career, we realized that we needed to ask people to help us get to where we wanted to be, right? And we didn't know what we didn't know. And so our business coaches were the ones that help us sort of strategize, sort of tactically mold our organization to what we wanted it to be. And then we realized one day, it was like, well, we getting all this coaching from these folks that have done it years and years and years. But what about our leaders that are in our organization? What are they getting? They're getting coaching for us, but we still need coaching. And so what we did a couple of years ago is that we brought in an actual internal business coach where all of our leaders, all of our managers, all of our district managers, director level and up, they have a person that they work with bi-weekly on any and everything. It could be personal development, it could be professional development, whatever the case may be, to be able to provide that impact.
Have you had any interactions with this coach since you've been working with him?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
I mean, Phillip said it so well, but you look at any great athlete, right?
Yeah.
The greatest athletes have the greatest coaches.
Yeah.
The greatest athletes put the most time in.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest athletes are the ones that are committed to the game.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we do. And our senior leaders are
Yeah.
the first recipients
Yeah.
of that coaching. And the other thing I like to add is the peer element of coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So some of my best coaches, one of them sitting right next to me, being able to sharpen each other through the day-to-day interactions,
Yeah.
that radical feedback,
Yeah.
the ability to say the challenging things that helps us grow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where the essence is. It's one thing to have a coach, but it's in that day-to-day interactions where a lot of that growth is really able to materialize.
Let's talk about sacrifice, okay? So when it comes to doing things, when you are mission driven, you are purpose driven, there's certain sacrifices that you're going to end up making. Tell us about some of the sacrifices that you guys have made in your careers that you do feel fulfilled, even though maybe from a financial standpoint, or maybe from where you're living at like a city standpoint, like you made a transition, but you just feel so fulfilled in that.
Yeah. So any budding entrepreneur, you make sacrifices, right? And so the first one I made was being an unpaid intern, because I was so impressed with my business partners, Antonio and Broom and Eric Taylor, on just the sacrifice they had already made by trying to start a business and be a part of a franchise. And I didn't really understand the vision for it. One, they were in the ice cream business. I'm allergic to milk, have no concept of ice cream whatsoever. And so whenever, I found out about them buying this location, I was like, why would y'all do an ice cream business? You can do anything else in this world, but you chose to do ice cream.
Yeah.
But
so you're sacrificing your health.
All the way, all the way. And so when I finally joined and became an intern, I started to realize that there was a bigger purpose and vision around everything that we were doing. And that's just where I fell in love, right? And for me, one thing that people don't know is that my background is in education, it's not business. The background of our CEO and visionary, Antonio McBroom, his actual background is in education as well. It's not business, right? And so we come at business in a very different lens. And so for me, it was being able to integrate my two purposes, right? One, being an entrepreneur, and then two, wanting to be able to allow people to have college access and grow and educate in that way. And with Ben & Jerry's and the business that we were creating through Primo Partners, that allowed me to converge both of those purposes together and make an impact on the community as well as the people that we served.
Yeah. What about you? Any sacrifices that you've made along this journey?
So a little bit of context about myself. I'm a country boy. I grew up in a 2-stoplight town in eastern North Carolina. Felt like I made it when I eventually got that job at Google in Silicon Valley. That's the pinnacle. It's the mountaintop, right? What everybody assumes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, for so much of my life, I lived thinking I had finally achieved success in spite of where I came from. And then finally I realized I achieved success because of where I came from. So that meant that there was a part of me that was always passionate about getting back home, getting back to the roots, making sure I could pour into the places that poured so much into me.
Yeah.
And that's a sacrifice, because when you walk away from the top of the mountain, people look at you sideways. Like, yo, did you fall off?
Yeah.
And so for me, I had to be sure of myself to know that, hey, I'm going to give something back. And it's not really lifting people up, because people are already great.
Right.
It's getting the nonsense out of the way
Yeah.
so their greatness can shine.
Absolutely.
And so it's really battling those narratives that so often exist. We're not really helping people. We're getting nonsense out of the way so people can be great.
Yeah. I love what you said about success. And now I wonder, from you guys' standpoint, from your businesses, what does success look like?
Yeah, for us, we truly have a pretty large goal. In the next 10 years, we really want to be able to provide leadership enlightenment back into our community and do it tenfold. And when I say tenfold, I mean we really want to be able to provide $10 billion worth of leadership insight and also development within our communities that will allow us to make a larger impact than you can ever imagine, right? And so that's success for us. It's not really about the amount of revenue that we bring in from our retail business or our real estate business or anything of that nature. Again, our background is in education. We care about developing people. We care about coaching and leading and teaching. And ultimately, that's sort of where we get our passion from, but also just our will to go every single day.
Wow. And what about you?
So it's pretty unique, and it's really well, I just want to say for the record, I gave you a vegan brownie before, so you're good.
Perfect.
There's no milk in it. The cinnamon roll, it's the one that makes your eyes roll back in your head. It's so good. But to continue to make delicious brownies, but also our lines only run 3 days a week. So we have 6 shifts that we can fill if we can find more customers. So my success is our bakery running at full capacity and not having a year-long waiting list to work there, because that means there are over 500 people that are waiting for a job. They're waiting for that phone call to say, hi, it's Greyston Bakery. If you still are looking for a job, you have one, come in tomorrow. Yeah. And literally that's all it takes. So if we can employ more people and make our delicious products, and have our lines running at full capacity, that's success.
And what about at a personal level?
I mean, that would be a personal success. I mean, that would feel like I've saved a community. And that sounds dramatic when I say saved, but you take for granted what a job is. And this is more than a job. This is, providing dignity. And so these families, so the individuals can go home to their family and have food on the table and be able to find a place to live. Yeah. It's more than just a job. Yeah. It's so much more than a job. And it's so much more than a brownie. Absolutely. But they are delicious.
And Ray, it is more than a job for you, right? So we see him, he's climbed his way from intern to president. What is your hope?
Our CEO and our business partner, Antonio, talk about that peer coaching. He's often dropped this idea about the power of and. And that's my hope. A lot of people feel like they have to choose between making that money and doing something good. Mm-hmm. Power of and is both can be true. Yeah. It's one thing to say it. Yeah. It's another thing to demonstrate it.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's the journey I'm on. Hey, we can do good for ourselves and our families, and we can do good for the world. Absolutely. And so through Primo Partners, through every business endeavor that I take on, how do I elevate others around me and not talk to them about it, but show them that is possible.
And that's great. And that's what Prosper is all about. That's what our community is all about. We're not just trying to elevate the next generation of leaders. We're demonstrating it. We're showing it. We're empowering them. We're giving them the platform and the opportunity to not only meet the people at the top, but be developed to be at the top in the future. This has been such a great conversation. It's been a pleasure meeting all of you guys and learning more about your companies.
So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Meredith. So Jeremiah, I need you back for 1 second. I wanted to ask you a really important question too. Ray, how did you decide which shoes to pick for this conference?
You always choose the GOAT. You always choose Jordan.
And did you feel any pressure of choosing your shoes this time?
It's easy. Tar Heels forever.
Oh my gosh. Jeremiah, what shoes are you wearing today? You and Jeremiah have the exact same shoes on, actually. Yeah. See, the things that I noticed. Anyway, I was also going to introduce our good friend Mookie, who's has something in common with you too, Ray. Mookie is a trumpet player, which most people don't know. So I want to introduce, this is Ray. Ray's a trombone player from UNC. Good to see you, and this is Phillip.
How you doing?
Phillip, Mookie's one of our first accelerator actually at Prosper Forum. So Jersey Mike's franchisee owner, very famous at the campus here at Prosper Forum. So now you guys know each other. I'm putting a band together. So I have Phillip. I don't know what Phillip plays yet, but definitely have my trombone player. Thank you for filming this for your dad. That'll be amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys all personally for being here today. I think it's really important to have messages that come from the heart, and all of you are servant leaders. And I know that your history is the same way. So I think connecting real people outside of our rooms and outside of the meeting rooms is more important sometimes than what you find out in the lessons. So now we're going to have a great time. And thank you, everybody here at Prosper.